Hello YouTube, welcome to another one of my Duel Links videos. And today I have for you my take on the Ancient Gear deck. You know, we just got a structured deck with a ton of new cards for the archetype, and it's definitely, you know, making itself known in the meta right now. There's a lot of builds going around. This is the one I came up with, and it worked pretty well, but it's also very risky. Our main play is going to be using magical hats to special summon our Ancient Gear reactor, and the reason why I went full magical hats is because before, with the engine that I was running Cosmic Cyclones and stuff like that. I started to see a lot of mirror matches, and in the mirror match your Cosmic Cyclone is not, not Cosmic Cyclone, Double Cyclone is not really gonna net you that much advantage, because most of the times you're only going to be able to activate it to destroy one, you know, their gear town or Ancient Gear fortress. So they're gonna get a monster at the same time, and I don't know, it just wasn't working for me, so I went with this build instead. We have to run beatdown because the mirror match is very prevalent, and there's not really an easy way to get over 3000 in a deck that does not have beatdown or ties that binds. So that's why when we beat down, we had 3 Ancient Gear Reactor Dragon. Obviously I bought 3 copies of the EX structure deck, which it's not available for everyone, so this is not a free-to-play version. A lot of you guys wanted a free-to-play version, but by the time I saw that, I already had like the replays for this. So maybe down the road we'll try a free-to-play build and, you know, mess around with that. But yeah, the new monster Ancient Gear Reactor Dragon. If this card was tribute summoned by tributing a gadget monster, it can make a second attack during each battle phase. If this card was tribute summoned by tributing an Ancient Gear monster, which is what we have on our deck, monster attacks, and it attacks a defense position monster, you inflict piercing battle damage. So it doesn't have piercing damage when you special summon it. You have to tribute summoning by using a gear monster. But it's still a great card. If this card attacks your opponent's spell and trap cards and monster effects cannot be activated until the end of the damage step. So no Kuribo, nothing like that. At the end of the damage step, if this card attacks, you can destroy 1 spell trap card on the field, which is really good. You can either get rid of your opponent's back row before a monster that doesn't have back row protection, like Wyvern attacks, or you just destroy your own gear town or your Ancient Gear fortress to summon something else. In my case, you can even destroy your own Wild Tornado and destroy a face-up card your opponent controls. So really strong card, 3000 attack, 3000 defense. I'm running 3 Shredder. My boy Biga didn't like me running this card, but really I just wanted something that I could normal summon for my magical hats play. And there's really not an Ancient Gear monster other than like Ancient Gear Knight that I wanted to use, so I just went with Shredder. It's also in the deck. Once per turn, you can send 1 machine type monster from your hand to the graveyard, then target 1 monster your opponent controls with a level less than or equal to the sent monsters destroy that target. So if you're sending your level 9 Ancient Gear Reactor Dragon, you pretty much destroy anything other than Ubel. But there's a lot of level 4s, like if Decider is a problem and they're trying to stall you out, you can use Shredder's effect to you know, pitch an Ancient Gear or pitch another Shredder, and you can destroy the Decider. So the other really good card out of the structure deck is Ancient Gear Wyvern. It's a generic searcher for the archetype, and it's just so good. This card is normal summon or special summon. You can add 1 Ancient Gear card from your deck to your hand except itself. Also, you cannot set cards for the rest of this turn. This is very important because you need to set your back row before you summon Wyvern, otherwise you're not going to be able to set anything for the rest of the turn. And at the beginning I would make that mistake. I made that mistake a couple times and then I caught on to it. Also, if this card attacks, your opponent's monsters cannot activate their effects until the end of the damage step. So if you destroy a Silent Magician, they don't get their level 8. If you destroy a Silent Swordsman, they don't get the level 7. There's no Kuribos. No Kuribos can activate when he attacks. And yeah, really good. 3 Gear Town. Gear Town is really good. Both players can normal summon Ancient Gear monsters for 1 less tribute. So you can just summon your Ancient Gear Reactor Dragon by tributing 1 instead of 2. But the main effect is when this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon one Ancient Gear monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard. It is a when you can effect, which means it will miss timing if you don't do it as a chain link. If the destruction doesn't happen as a chain link 1, so you have to be careful about that. Ancient Gear Fortress does not miss timing. It also special summons something when destroyed, but only from your hand or graveyard. And the other really important thing about this card is that during the turn your Ancient Gear monster is normal or special summon, it cannot be destroyed by card effect, cannot be targeted. So it lets you really push in if you have a Gear Fortress. I'm only running one though because for some reason it was bricking me a lot, and I didn't need to run more than one because I can always get to it with Ancient Gear Wyvern. And when I dropped the double Cyclones, I dropped this card also and just left it at 1. 2 Pulse Mines, this will help you survive against a lot of decks. 1 Wild Tornado, you can use this to destroy your Ancient Gear Fortress, or you can pop it with Ancient Gear Reactor Dragon and destroy something face up. If you use Magical Hats, a combo I really like doing is activating my Pulse Mines and then activating my Magical Hats, so that if they have piercing or anything like that, I don't have to worry about them piercing a 0 attack 0 defense monster. And also because my cards are destroyed when face down, are destroyed at the end of the battle phase, right? Yeah, at the end of the battle phase or the turn. Yeah, they're destroyed at the end of the battle phase. So at the end of the battle phase, they get destroyed. So if your Wild Tornado is face down, even if it's in the monster zone, you get to pop something with it. So it's a nice tech in this deck. 3 Magical Hats is the main engine of the deck because, like I said, we want to put those Gear Towns on the field as monsters. If they attack into a Gear Town and destroy it, you still get the effect. If they don't attack into it and they get destroyed at the end of the turn, you still get the effect. Even if it's multiple, they're not going to miss timing because it's all happening simultaneously. And then I added a Windstorm of Itakwa just to kind of serve as a third Pulse Mines to help me survive until I have my combo pieces or my Magical Hats. But yeah, this deck was doing pretty well. I feel like one of the main struggles that Ancient Gears have is Kowakimeru is just so much faster than Ancient Gears. Even with the Searchers and you know everything we got, I would always be behind the Kowakimeru and just lose. Buster Blader also in this build is a big counter because I'm not running anything to destroy the DNA Surgery other than Wild Tornado. But everything else, we put up a pretty good fight. Here we're going up against Cyber Darks. I have Magical Hats and Wild Tornado. So the Cyber Dark kill is scary because he pierces, so I didn't want him piercing any of my 0 defense monsters with 2400. So I'm actually going to use my Wild Tornado right here and destroy the Cyber Dark Claw. That way I'm only going to take 800 damage. And no matter what happens here, I'm going to have 2 Ancient Gear Reactor Dragon. So it's going to destroy my Gear Town. We get Ancient Gear Reactor Dragon. And then at the end of the battle phase, the other one gets destroyed. And I get a second Ancient Gear Reactor Dragon. And at this point, there's very little my opponent can do. They need Canadias, they need Mirror Walls. They need something that they can activate before I declare my attack. They don't have anything and I just win. Daddies. I definitely like the introduction of Ancient Gear though back into the meta because it we'll see less of cards like Widespread Ruins, Wall of Disruption, and I feel like the cards that you can chain to, you know, to either Ancient Gear or something like a Hey True Nate are gonna be seeing more play than those cards that really infuriate you when you run into a wall of D. Alright, so this is one of the mirror matches. They were using Middle Age Mechs. Middle Age Mechs is nice, but the fact that this card affects all Ancient Gear monsters on the field means that in the mirror match is not doing anything for you. That 300 attack, your opponent is also going to have it. That's why beatdown, in my opinion, is better when you're expecting the mirror match. Ancient Gear Fortress. Kind of a weak opening for my opponent, so I'm going to use Shredder, get rid of the Ancient Gear Wyvern. Goes for a second Ancient Gear Wyvern at the start of the battle phase. Oh, that's the other thing that I probably forgot to mention. Magical Hats doesn't have to worry about the Ancient Gear effects, because you can just activate it at the beginning of the battle phase. They don't have to actually declare an attack on your monster, which I think is great. So at the start of the battle phase, immediately I'm going to flip it face up. Get those 2 gear towns. He actually hits my Shredder, which is unfortunate, but not really going to change much. I'm going to get 2 reactors. He's at 2400 life, and we see this scoop. He would have need at least 1 Karibo to be able to survive that. And I think this is another mirror match, and my nose is so itchy. I also built a an Ancient Gear deck catered to the fusion. I might actually record right after this, just some live duels in case you guys are interested. I'll probably post it tomorrow. That deck is really good to like farm wins, just to get to like 100 wins really easily and get those tickets. But I was having problems getting a consistent win streak. Once I got to Legend 2, and then I never really made it back. After I ranked down to Legend 1, I never really made it back to Legend 2 with the fusion variant of the deck, but it's very fun. So again, the mirror match, we're going to start with Shredder, and we're just going to set all of our back row. Ancient Gear Castle is going to summon an Ancient Gear Reactor Dragon. Start of the battle phase, we're going to flip Pulse Mines because I don't want to get pierced, even though I wasn't going to get pierced right here. I just went for the Pulse Mines and the Magical Hats. Now that I think about it, yeah, I wasn't going to get pierced, so maybe I should have waited. Anyway, we're going to use the Pulse Mines and get 2 Ancient Reactor Dragons. Ancient Gear Reactor Dragons. And yeah, like what's my opponent going to do? Even if that's a Canadian, you know, he can only deal with one of them. He really needs a Pulse Mines or something like that. He doesn't have it. Okay, I go for a cheeky play, destroy my Wall Tornado to destroy his Reactor Dragon. And then my other guy can just attack directly. I destroy a Canadian. He, you know, waited too long to use the Canadian and couldn't really... I don't think he could chain it to my Wall Tornado. He could have chained it to the Wall Tornado, but I guess at that point it was too late. If he didn't have his toggle on, then my attack declaration went through first, and we get the win. Yeah, so with this build, most of the time I was winning the mirror match, unless my opening hand was just, you know, booty. Oh, and this right here is a very short replay, but I saved it because my opponent was such a forehead, man, that I needed to share with you guys this particular replay. So this is just to make you laugh. Nothing super interesting happens. So he's running Grit. I think this is Quackimera Grit, but they're using Doom Calver Knight. I've used this card before, you guys should be familiar with it, but it says, cannot be special summoned during either player's turn. If a monster effect is activated, tribute this face-up card, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that monster. So it's a mandatory effect, and it doesn't have to be my monster. It can react to their monsters. And he just makes some very questionable plays. Right here, for starters. He's going to use Canadian on Shredder. I can't attack over Doom Calver Knight. If I activate my effect, Doom Calver is going to negate it. So, and you know, both of our monsters will get destroyed. I would have had discarded a card. So really, he would have had the advantage there. It would have been a 2-for-1. But instead, he just goes Canadian on it. I'm like, okay. I mean, the plan is to use magical hats anyway, so you do you. And then he goes for Quackimera Sandman, and I'm like, oh crap. My first thought was, oh crap, he's gonna negate my magical hats. And then I was like, oh wait, but if he does, then his Doom Calver is gonna destroy his Sandman. I'm like, there's no way. He tries to negate my magical hats, his Doom Calver negates his own Sandman, and then we see the insta scoop. I don't know if he'd never used the Doom Calver effect there before, and because I checked his deck and he only ran one, So maybe that was the one duel where he actually saw the Doom Caliber, but very, very questionable strategies from my opponent there. And this is going to be the last replay. We're going up against Yusei. And what was this? I don't actually remember. Oh, it's another mirror match. Yeah, so this is one of the tougher hands. As you can see, I don't have anything that I can summon, but at least I have the Windstorm, so I'm gonna be protected. Ancient Gear Fortress is going to go Breaker, the Magical Warrior. He goes for my back row, which at this point it makes sense because he doesn't know that this is a mirror match. You know, he hasn't seen anything other than 2 back row. So he's going for my back row. Very lucky that he doesn't hit the Windstorm, otherwise I would have lost right there. He destroys the fortress by paying 1000 life points with Unending Nightmare. And I'm going to go ahead and activate my Windstorm at the start of the battle phase. So we don't take any damage, but I really need a top deck. And I get just that. We're going to get the boy Shredder. Shredder is going to destroy the Ancient Gear Reactor Dragon by pitching 1 from my hand. And I have a Pulse Mines to follow up. So as long as he can't destroy my back row, we should be good. We're going to see just 2 back rows set. I'm going to use Pulse Mines to protect my Shredder. Once again, we're going to discard and get rid of the Breaker, the Magical Warrior. I didn't know if these cards could protect him from my attack, so I just wanted to make sure that this guy was out of the picture. And all the cards can summon from either the grave, the deck, or the hand, so there's really no point in keeping the Reactor Dragon in my hand. So we're going to attack, get some nice 1600 damage in there. And this is what I mean about the mirror match. About Double Cyclone not really helping you in the mirror match. He completely forgets that I'm running Ancient Gears. And I just set an Ancient Gear Fortress. I didn't activate it because I get no benefit from it being face up. So I just set it. Make my opponent think twice about what I have. Sure enough, he's going to activate Windstorm. And try to get max value by chaining the Double Cyclone. Unlucky for him, my card does not miss timing. So we're gonna get a Reactor Dragon and they scoop it right away. So that's kind of what was happening to me whenever I tried using the Double Cyclone. Maybe once the meta settles and not, you know, you don't see a lot of mirror match Ancient Gear duels, then you can go back to that build. But I feel like right now it never helped me to have that Double Cyclone. I would always just destroy my opponent's you know, Gear Town or Ancient Gear Fortress. But that's it for my build. Like I said, if you guys want to see the one where I use Ultimate Ancient Gear Golem, that's just an OTK variant. I can probably make a video on that. I'll try to record it, and then if I see in you guys comments that you want to see it, I'll upload it. If not, it's whatever. But thank you guys so much for watching. As always, like, comment, and subscribe if you want. Join my Discord if you haven't. The link will be down in the description, along with my PayPal link if you guys want to support my channel, support my content. I really, really appreciate that. And till next time.